chance to meet Tiger Woods a year ago, and I think that was absolutely at the right time too, as well. I was caddying for his niece out on the Symetra tour, and we went to his house down in Jupiter. And at that time, I was kind of set on being a professional caddy, and getting a chance to meet Tiger Woods and seeing how he practiced really ignited a fire back in me to get back out there and chase my dreams again. Just seeing all he's accomplished and his trophy room. I mean, I can't even really describe it. It was just, I mean, it was amazing. And, you know, and I think I needed to see that at that time to get back into golf and to want to inspire more people into the game. And that's when the Golf Channel called me, and I got a chance to be on the Big Break show on the Golf Channel.
So someone called you up and wanted you to come. I mean, that's really awesome. It's one thing when you're pursuing, but it's another thing when you're being pursued. So what we have here is, tell us some more about this, and we'll get you to hold it up so that the camera can see it. You've got to hold it since you earned it. Alrighty. So tell us something about this, and let the audience see that. So tell us about this. It's medallion.
I use this as a mulligan on the show, but the Golf Channel has a series show which they do twice a year. I was the 23rd season. It's actually I think it's the second longest run series show on television, and it's a golf reality show, and it starts with 12 contestants, and it goes down to one, all for exemption into a PGA Tour tournament, up to $50,000 cash, and lots of other prizes and stuff. And so I got a chance to go on this show, and I didn't win it. I ended up finished 4th, but just the exposure from the show and the positive feedback I got from, because it was shown nationwide, the positive feedback I got from everybody across the nation was, you know, really motivated me to continue on this path.
Right. You have, and I congratulate you for that. We'll put this here so people can take a look at this hardware. That's really awesome. But I will tell you that you have said some things that really caught my attention. You've used the word inspired. You've used the word motivated. And just as you were saying that you were motivated by what you saw in Tiger Woods, somehow I can see you motivating and inspiring other young people, being they male golfers or female golfers. And with having said that, you've gone through an incredible amount in order to accomplish this. We want to make sure that this is absolutely straight for the camera, because it's got to be right. But with that, if you were to give some advice to young people about being an athlete and about the discipline, and the thing that I focus on as a life and business coach and advisor, trusted advisor, is those things, or are those things that take place when you are not in front of the camera? Things like up, and I saw you doing some workouts on your Facebook, and then things that happen afterwards, after the games, before the games and all. What kind of advice and what would you share with them and with their parents? And obviously, we're going to have some more times to really talk so we can get some more of your story out. What kind of advice would you get them?
To people that aspire to be professional athletes?
To be professional athletes, and even some of those young people who are amateur athletes, when it comes to taking care of their bodies, taking care of their minds, making sure that they protect their brand and their personality and all.
My advice would just be always open to learning more. I think that there's never an amount on how much you can learn about whatever sport you're in or business you're in. And that's one thing that I inspired to do every day. You know, I wish I'd had this mentality in college, but I guess it took college to get me to this point to where I actually like to learn. And so, I read books about my sport, and I'm disciplined. I work out, I try to eat well, and just make sure that all the factors that go into me performing well are there, and that I'm not lacking in any other mental areas.
Well, the other thing too that I noticed is you are a person of character, and that says a lot, and it carries you far.
Right.
So I applaud you there. But when you talked about learning more, studying more, that's really important, and you use the word maturity.
Right.
That means, tell us a little bit more about that. For example, you said if you'd done this in college, you wouldn't be. Tell us just a little bit more about that.
Yeah, you know, in college, I definitely kind of went into college with a different mindset, and it took some words from to get me back in line.
Absolutely.
And at that point, that's when I realized that you know, golf is important to me, and my goals for golf were way bigger than me, and I think that's what's motivated me to continue for up to as long as I have, because I try not to make my goals just about me. As far as, you know, I want this amount of money or I want this amount of fame. You know, my goal is to inspire more people to play golf, and to really, I wouldn't say change the culture, but make it open to try to make it more diverse, pretty
Absolutely.
much.
Okay.
And so I think making my goals bigger than me is definitely what I would ask, what I would tell, you know, anybody that's trying to achieve a goal.
Absolutely. And I think to be selfless that way and to give and want to sow into others is just really. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you've got to be impressed with this young man who's really mature beyond his years, who's been really, really blessed to do what he loves to do, to be blessed with apparently some incredible parents and support systems. So that's good, and you realize that, and that's the thing that's so important. None other than Mr. Clay Myers II, professional golfer. And once again, share with them how to get in contact with you.
Yeah, they can contact me on my website. It's www.claymyersgolf.com. That's MYERS. And you can send me an email on there, or you can also check out my latest scores from my tournaments. And I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so you can contact me on that as well.
Tell me some things that you do to keep yourself fit. Obviously, you know, I look at some of the young guys, even some of the younger guys are not nearly as physically fit as you are. But things like making sure that you're physically fit, number one, and then that you are really on top of what's going on in the sport, because you talked about studying the game, and I would imagine for you another big difference between being an amateur and being a professional is the amateur really is playing, but as a professional you're seeing now that this is not a game.
No, it's your job.
This is your job, and it's business.
Right.
So I applaud you for that. But what kinds of things, because I've heard that Tiger Woods takes 1,000 swings a day.
Yeah.
Just like in basketball, you shoot a certain number.
Right.
Are those the kinds of things that you're doing? Tell us some of those things that you do.
Yeah, every now and then, maybe not that extreme. Tiger Woods actually told me one story. He said he wanted to see how many 6-foot putts he can make in a row. And if anybody has putted any time on the green, after about 20 putts, your back starts to hurt. And so he said he made 600 6-footers in a row. Wow. And so I tried to do that one day. And I got up to, I think I got to 450, but I mean, that took 3 hours there. So, you know, just, that's the kind of discipline you have to have. And back to your question about the fitness, luckily I have good genes from my parents, apparently. But I actually have a background in wrestling, and I think that's what started me on my fitness journey. I wrestled in high school a little bit, and along the way, I would work out at different gyms, and I would always meet a trainer, and I would always train with these guys. And moving to Orlando, actually, now I'm with a golf athleticism program, and so we work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:30 in the morning, and that's really helped my game out a lot as far as the flexibility side.
Okay, so for all of those young people that think that as a professional you just get up whenever you want to and play golf just whenever you want to, so it's not like that?
No, not so much, especially with working out, because you definitely have to train and to work out for any sport. especially golf now with how far the guys hit the ball now. So you definitely want to, stay ahead of the curve or with the curve with that. But yeah, working out is a big part of my life now, and I enjoy working out. It's never been, a chore to go work out or, some task that I dreaded doing. So, I'm grateful that I, had those values early on.
Well, fortunately, as you said, you've got the great DNA coupled with enjoying working out. That's really a great thing. Ladies and gentlemen, just as a constant reminder that we're talking with Mr. Clay Myers, the second professional golfer, really someone who wants to take this sport to another phase, not just for yourself, but as you said, for others. One of the things that I will tell you too, with talking with and working with athletes, I've seen a lot of parents, and sometimes the parents tend to cause some pretty big challenges for the young athletes. It sounds like, I mean, you're so calm, and I noticed when you talk about your parents, it's just like you just really relax, and it's just such an endearing response that I get from you as it relates to your experience growing up and sharing anything with parents as an athlete and having parents in your life and being close. What kind of advice would you give to parents?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think that I fell in love with the game myself. It was never upon me, and that's advice I would give to parents is to if your child is in the sport, just let them have fun and let them enjoy the game. And if they want to take it to the next level, then hold them accountable to it. But until then, just let them have fun. And I thank my parents for that, because they let me have fun with golf all the way up until the point where I decided that I wanted to play professional. And then they were on me after that. But up until then, I loved the game and I enjoyed playing it, and that's how it was.
So I would imagine it's almost like you sitting around the boardroom of a business when you and your family members are talking now. Really talking, because I can remember when we met, and even though you are an adult, I think I made reference to your family, and you said, well, they really trust me. So that's awesome. That is incredible on both sides, for them because they know they can trust you, and then you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are, and I knew this would happen. This is really getting awesome, and I know that you've got so many tips and so much information that you could share with young people. And once again, I'm looking forward to us investing more time together in hopes that we can positively change some lives, because that's my mission in life. And once that's done for me, then I'm done. So with that, we'd like to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's certainly been a pleasure. And we would like to ask you to think in terms of just a parting statement, something nice and tight for young people who may be interested in golf. Just what you would say to them, and maybe a one sentence, and then something that you would say to parents.
I would definitely tell kids to look into the first tee. That was really impactful in my life growing up playing golf, and they really exposed me to a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And I would, tell parents to whatever sports your kids playing or whatever venture your kids want to go into, is especially early on, just to let them have fun with it, and until they decide that this is what they want to do, then you hold them accountable at that point.
Well, thank you very much. Once again, it certainly has been a pleasure, and you are living proof that hard work, discipline, maintaining a good reputation, and being a person of character and integrity does take you far. And I think, quite honestly, you are just at the threshold, and the best is definitely yet to come for you. So I applaud you, and I thank you for being your absolute